What up, everybody? Usually I've been dropping 2 episodes a week or 2 episodes a day, but this one is it's hard when we lose someone. And today or not today, but yesterday, or whenever you watch this, my time yesterday, we lost Bob Saget. Well, that's when I heard about it on Twitter. And I'm actually really sad about this. For those of you that are too young to remember, Bob Saget was everywhere back in the day. I grew up with Bob Saget. I grew up with him watching that show Full House. He was one of America's dads. Always that sweet, lovable goof that was always cleaning everything up, named Danny Tanner. And furthermore, even after Full House, he entertained us more with a show called America's Funniest Home Videos. There was a time where Bob Saget was everywhere. And I didn't know that Bob Saget was a nefarious partier, and that he was totally the opposite of the character that he played on Full House, and was kind of suffocated a little bit by the limitations as was Stamos and the other guys. But when you're making money hand over fist, and you love the group of guys that you're having fun with, it does help make the show a little better. Bob Saget has appeared in numerous things after that, usually playing a very, 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 very dirty character. He he would tell some of the dirtiest jokes that would just make you smile. I hope he's in heaven teaching angels how to do the nasty nasty. One of his he's made appearances in movies, shows like Entourage, where he just plays this sleazy kind of scumbag guy. And he'll tell you some. Bob Saget was one of the masters of telling some of the dirtiest, most entertaining jokes that you can ever think of. And there was no low that this man would stoop. I mean, he would tell you some of the dirtiest things, but you would just love it because of his delivery. Bob Saget was a very entertaining, a very funny man. When they brought Fuller House back, he was gracious enough to be a side character while the daughters took the spotlight. I feel bad that Saget's gone. I mean, I didn't expect it. He actually sent the Comic Outlaw a message on Twitter a while back because I gave condolences for something. He actually wrote a little something to me on a sentence, and for me, that was one of the biggest thrills, that Bob Saget actually took the time to type out even a little sentence to me and give me a like. That was awesome. It just validated the fact that I always thought that he was a cool guy, funny guy, entertaining guy. And the world's just a little sadder for losing someone like that. And I'd like to take the time to say thank you, Bob Saget. Thank you for all the laughs, the entertainment, some of the dirtiest jokes I've ever heard, and just being that guy. Being that sort of nerdy looking dude that just made it on his own steam and just made it his own way. I mean, he could have been typecast forever. He could have played the father forever, this cardboard cutout. But he broke the mold and did something different, and everyone loved him for it because he was himself. And I think people tend to lose sight of that when they become famous. Or they get a swelled head. It doesn't have to be famous or just anything, where that ego starts to kick in and you forget where you come from. You forget who you are. You start doing stupid shit. You start forgetting your roots. I felt that Bob Saget never did that. He always had a sense of realism to him, a sense of truth in the comedy. And comedy, as funny as it is and entertaining, it comes from a place of pain or confusion or a little bit of suffering or a little bit of misunderstanding of the world. and you share that with the world, hopefully making them laugh. And Saget, you did a great job at doing that. And yeah, I used to watch Full House when I was a kid. Hell, I had a crush on Stephanie Tanner when she was actually one of my first crushes back in the day. I mean, Bob Saget was just always there. I loved America's Funniest Home Videos. He was he made so much money from that. He really, probably didn't really have to do anything after that, but he stayed in the game, and he always took the time to have a laugh, or even when he was laughing at himself. I mean, like some of these comedians get so serious nowadays that they won't laugh at themselves, or they won't take a minute to. But yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm human. And with all this politically correct bullshit that's going on nowadays, that you can't say this and you can't do that, you know, everybody has a bit of asshole in them. Everybody has a bit of racist in them. Everybody has a bit of everything. You have good and bad. One cannot exist without the other. You have tragedy and you have comedy. Smile now, cry later. And this man just brought the smiles. And he made you cry from laughing. I mean, like sometimes if you hear some of his comedies, I had tears in my eyes because I was laughing so hard. When I was a kid, I rediscovered Bob Saget. Like when you become a teen, you hit that part in your life where you grow out of things. You know, you grow out of the bubblegum shows like Full House for a while, you know, because you hit that teen stage where you're like, I don't do kid stuff anymore. I don't do that. You know, you deny everything. But I rediscovered Bob Saget through his comedy a few years later, and man, it was just a rebirth for me. I was like, man, this guy is so cool. He has so many different layers to him, and I saw another side of Bob Saget, and I hope other people did too. I hope that I'm not the only one that enjoyed him, found him entertaining, his bit parts in movies, the stuff that he was doing on Twitter. Anything that Bob Saget did was, in my mind, just going to be funny as hell, entertaining. He had a very dirty and yet dry sense of humor. Sometimes it was just awesome. I miss you, Bob. I didn't even know the man personally, but he came into my television set every day or every week for what, 7 years? More than that. He was on America's Funniest Home Videos for the longest time. And I hope he's making people laugh up there. My condolences to his family. Yeah, Allah sends his prayers. And I hope you're in a better place, Bob. I hope that you're still up there entertaining. And for you guys that don't know Bob Saget, look up. If you really want to contrast, look up an episode of Full House and then watch one of his dirtiest comedies, and you're going to see a wide spectrum of who Bob Saget was. And it's just hard for me to actually, you know, it's just weird because life is about loss. The older you get, the more you lose. That's just the way it is. And I just wasn't ready to lose Bob Saget yet. I really wasn't. I saw his stuff on YouTube that he was doing. I saw his other things, and I was looking forward to him being around a little while longer. But when your time comes, it comes. That's why you need to appreciate every time you have left, every moment. You never know when it's going to be your last. You never know if this is your last hour, minute, day, year, month, decade. Death comes swiftly. Sometimes it just takes you. So take that time. Use it. Do something that you want to do. Be with the people you love. You never know when they're going to be gone. And believe me, I've lost family, friends, lovers. Children. You never know when. So take the time to love those that love you. Appreciate it. Because it will go one day. Or you will go one day. And as you're laying in your bed and everything's flashing by, don't let it be a life full of regret. Don't. Don't regret. If you love someone, if you're with your family, then love your family. Don't take it for granted. Don't ever take anything for granted. So, I would like to make a toast to Bob Saget, to one of the funniest all-American dads, yet one of the dirtiest motherfuckers I ever had the pleasure of listening to. Fun, witty, intelligent, and just loved what he did. To the lost, to you, to all the lost, to everything that we've lost. May we by some miracle see them again. This is Jack Slater. Just like to say R.I.P. Bob Saget. And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.